temples are some of the earliest forms of museums in the world. For in these sacred spaces, we can see and understand the past of a region, its people, culture and traditions. They have survived for over thousands of years, holding their might over weather and war. Temple visits were a huge part of my summer vacations. Those temple visits taught me to appreciate some of the most beautiful art forms in India: sculpture and architecture, dance and music, painting and handicrafts, decoration and design, and above all, stories of devotion and human compassion have all been associated with our temples in some way or the other. Even today, each time I go to a temple with my mother, she unfailingly murmurs, "Look at its beauty first." She then points out the arch of a brow or the curve of a waist of some deity and stares intensely at the jewelry patterns and the drape of the garments sculpted on the nymphs and goddesses on the pillars and walls and makes sure I do too. While my mother made me appreciate the sights and smells of these journeys, my father filled my head with great many stories of gods and goddesses of these temples at bedtime. He told me stories of valiant gods and celestial women and the legends around the towns, villages and forests dotted by famous temples. He took great pride in Tanjavur, the land of his ancestors, where the mighty Brihadishwara temple stands. Did they have cement to glue the stones on a top of another to make those temple towers? I asked once. No, but they had an ingenious method of interlocking the stones to build the towers up. My father explained angles and lines in geometry through temple towers and their alignment, and arcs and parabolas through the arches of pillared halls. He was quick to point out the irony of the large nuclear plant built in Mahabalipuram, the same town where the Pallava kings had built marvels like the Shore Temple. Temples are treasure troves of tales from the Indian epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, the Puranas, the regional folklore, and moral fables. Since the majority of the stories were narrated and spread through oral traditions, each region and its temples have their own versions of a number of familiar tales weaved with local folklore and traditions. The stories around temples are populated by a merry mix of gods and goddesses, mythical creatures, humans and animals, histories of kings and queens, geography including seashores and riverbanks, hilltops and caves, jungles and deserts are also a part of this universe. Temple tales span a range of themes, from families and friendships to love and hate, good and bad, and devotion and doubt. Since temples are meant for prayer and worship, there are also stories of pity that are moving and soulful. Shooting this video, I realized that some temples are so mighty important that they have left an indelible mark on our history, culture, art and food, like Jagannath Temple in Odisha, the Palni Murugan Temple and the Brihadishwara Temple in Tamil Nadu, the Guruvayurappan Temple in Kerala, the Sri Govindaji Temple in Manipur and many others. It's not wrong to say that these temples have shaped the traditions and cultures. Upcoming videos is no way a complete list of all the temples of India. It's a personal and subjective compilation of sacred spaces that I have visited, marveled and read about and wanted to share with you all, both young and old. The upcoming videos are about some of the stories, cultures, music, dance, arts and crafts that have emerged from these places. It is a homage to those devoted men and women of another time who built and birthed wonderful art forms in these fascinating spaces. A temple is a space to appreciate the beauty that humans can create and the devotion that can live in the human heart. So next time you go past a temple, visit it like you would an exhibition of the past. Observe the ancient objects, listen to the tales, sample the food and marvel at the sculptures and paintings. And if you want to sing a little prayer and talk to God within your heart, then by all means do that too.